Before we get into the review, I'd like to welcome back our special guest, Santa Claus. Ho ho ho! Hello everyone! Merry Christmas once again! Anyways, let's get on with the review, shall we? I mean, the movie had epic moments, but it also had weird moments. I actually thought the movie was pretty fun, not gonna lie.
Well, I thought it sucked.
I can see why. I mean, there is a lot of CGI in the film that could use a lot more work. Yes, and there were even some parts of the movie that didn't even need to be CGI'd. So, when it comes to this movie, we have Chris Evans playing a character who is an absolute jerk, which technically is the point, since he is a level 4 naughty lister because he didn't believe in Santa Claus when he was a kid, so he thought being naughty doesn't matter. And part of the story is him trying to improve himself and become a better person.
Yeah, he was a real jerk when you first introduced to this guy. Like, he was barely there for his family, he steals stuff, he hacks stuff, he sets stuff on fire, and he even stole a lollipop from a child, which is pretty messed up.
I will say this, though. Chris Evans actually does a really good job making this character a hated character, an annoying prick. I would give him praise for that. You can say that again. That character is definitely on the naughty list. I only mean the character, not the actor. Meanwhile, we have J.K. Simmons playing the role of Santa Claus, and he apparently now has a security team protecting him, led by Dwayne Johnson's character, Callum Drift. You gotta admit, though, J.K. Simmons was actually a great casting as Santa Claus. Yeah, never thought J. Jonah Jameson would be all about the Christmas spirit. But what's weird about this version of Santa Claus is he has the same abilities as Ant-Man, where he can shrink both himself and the presents that he delivers. And he also delivers the presents Mission Impossible style. Callum Drift having that ability is weird enough. But Santa Claus? Really? I don't remember ever having an ability like those. Speaking of Callum Drift, I thought it was a good character. Very well developed. Played pretty well by Dwayne Johnson. And I think the chemistry between him and Jack was pretty funny. Especially when Cal didn't like him at first, but then they start working together to find Santa, and Jack was like asking a lot of questions and Cal was getting pretty annoyed by it. But then later on they start getting to know each other better. That reminds me. We forgot to talk about the main story of the film, where Santa gets kidnapped and the character's main priority is to find him and rescue him. Yes, kidnapped by Grilla, the main villain of the film. Grilla? Is this supposed to be the same character from the Icelandic Christmas lore? Because she looks nothing like her. Wait, that was a character from a Christmas lore? The Icelandic one, yes. And as an Icelandic person myself, I know exactly who Grilla is. I even know what she looks like. And that is not what she looks like. This should be interesting. So who is this Grilla supposed to be? Well, for starters, she's not a witch, she's a troll. And she does not need Santa's powers to do what she does. She has 13 children, who are not shapeshifters, by the way, and those 13 children are Santa Clauses in my country. You guys have 13 Santa Clauses? Yes, but each of them have different names. Very weird names. How weird? Well, there is Spoon Licker, there is Sausage Swiper, Window Peeper, Candle Stealer, Stubby. Okay, that weird. If there's one thing about Grilla that this movie got right, she does hate misbehaving people, and she intends to punish them. However, what they got wrong, she does not intend to trap them in a snow globe. That sounds more like something Krampus would do. What she does is that she captures them, the misbehaving people, and then she cooks them. Oh my. That is dark. What kind of Christmas lore is this? Not a very cheerful one, that's for sure. Come on, it's not the first time we've heard of something like that before.
Have you never seen The Unexpected Journey? The scene with the trolls.
Okay, now I feel like we're just reviewing this lore instead of this movie. I apologize for that. My point is, if this is supposed to be the same Grilla from that lore, they got the character completely wrong. You also mentioned Krampus earlier, and I'll be honest, I think he was more of an interesting antagonist than Grilla ever was. Why couldn't he be the main villain of this movie? Yeah, honestly, I don't know why he couldn't be the main villain of this movie. I mean, isn't he like Santa's arch enemy or something? They're also brothers, at least according to this movie. I didn't know I even had a brother.
The weirdest part of the movie for me was most of the people of the North Pole. I'm not gonna lie, they kind of look like Star Wars characters.
I mean, you're not wrong. Most of them kind of do. Especially those little guys. I assume those are supposed to be elves, but they look like tiny aliens. And heck, they even as well have a humanoid-looking polar bear. Not to mention, the movie also has rubbish CGI. Yeah, I mean, I guess the CGI for the polar bear, the reindeers, and the snowmen, I guess, are decent. At least, decent enough. But there are some shots of the film where you can tell that it's CGI. And also, Grilla's monster form. The CGI for Grilla's monster form is absolutely abysmal. Which is also something they got wrong about the character. She doesn't have a monster form. She's already a monster. What I also like about the film is how the film ended. Especially how everything turned out with Cal. Because he was originally going to retire from the ELF because he was losing hope in humanity believing in the Christmas spirit. But thanks to Jack and his son, hope pretty much came back to him. A good lesson to be learned. Always believe in the Christmas spirit, even if there are others who don't. Anyways, I think that'll be it for the review. I'm gonna rate this movie a 5 out of 10. Well, it's been fun, y'all, but now I have to take my leave. I've got presents to deliver. Merry Christmas, everyone! Ho ho ho! Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. But if you like this channel, please subscribe. See you next time.